I enlisted in 1970, February 6th of 1970, and I did my basic training at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, and I did my AIT, my Advanced Individual Training at Fort Sill, Oklahoma. And I was trained as a survey individual, part of infantry. And I have a great appreciation for those who have served in the military. My father served in the military and in the Army, and my uncle served in World War II, and so we've had some of that history in our own family, and it was nice for me to be able to at least have a little part of that tradition carried forward. And we have an all-volunteer Army now. It's a little different situation than when I was in. I think there's a lot more cohesiveness today with our military than there was back then. I think that's more seamless. As I've been to the Middle East and Afghanistan and Iraq, I see the support from the National Guard working with the regular Army and our Army Reserve, all working together in a very collaborative fashion. And different branches of the Army. It's not just the Army, it's the Marine Corps, the Navy, and the Air Force, really all working together as one military unit. And so I think that's a change and evolution that's been good. I finished as a staff sergeant in the Army when I was discharged. And for me to be the commander-in-chief as governor of the National Guard here, Air and Army Guard in Utah, is kind of humbling. I was a sergeant, and to have the officers go by and as you salute and you pay respect to those people who are leading, it's humbling to be the commander-in-chief. Whether it be economically, whether it be an energy policy, whether it be with education, it's all getting people with different backgrounds and even different points of view to work together in a cohesive, collaborative fashion. I learned that in the military. I think it just gave me a greater appreciation for what this country stands for. You go through the military protocol and the basic training and the individual training, and then serving for 6 years in different assignments in different parts of our state and even outside of our state. It gives you an appreciation for the values that America stands for, what we represent. And I have a better appreciation for those who wear the uniform and have served in much more difficult circumstances than I ever have, having to go to combat, being away from their family at long stretches of time. So I have just a little bit of a perspective because of having worn the uniform myself. So it helps me. But again, I don't want to compare my service with those who are serving in the war and terror in faraway places in very difficult circumstances, because I didn't have to do that. Just the sacrifice of the individual soldier, the men and women who actually go out there and lay it all on the line. As Abraham Lincoln said, give the full measure of devotion to our country. That is, a reality check, where that people in military fighting for our country are dying out there for us. And so when you go to these funerals, it's not only a kind of an eye-opening day, but you also recognize it's not just the individual that has died in the service of country, but it's the family sacrifice. It's a shared sacrifice by family and friends and loved ones that care about that individual that won't be with them anymore. So it's really a sad day in many ways for me. I've been buoyed up many times by the family themselves who say, my son or daughter was doing what they loved. They loved our country. They wanted to make sure that they served in a very dramatic way and served the people of, whether it be in Iraq or Afghanistan, bringing them opportunities for freedom and liberty, which we all too much in America take for granted. And so as these families tell me these things, I'm buoyed up in spirit of people who really do understand the importance of our country and what we bring to the world by way of example, and not just talk, but by deed. And I hope the people outside of our borders appreciate what our soldiers stand for and what they're trying to do to help them help themselves. Certainly the first thing is thank you. We can't tell them thanks enough. Thank you, thank you, thank you for what you do. For not only what you do, but how you do it. The people from Utah represent Utah so well in the military, and we should be, and we are, very proud of their service. So thank you for what you do. The second part of it is what I can do. And I'm here to tell you that I will do everything I can to make sure that we as a state give all the necessary resources, fund appropriately the training, the equipment, the things that we need to have as a Utah National Guard, whether it be the Air or the Army. We will do everything we can to make sure you've got the best equipment, the best training possible, so that when you are called and when you are activated full time, that you have the training to make your mission successful and to bring you home safely. So we will do our part to support the military. And for those that are coming home from duty, wherever they've served in this world, we want to make sure that they find a welcome mat for them when they come back, opportunities for them to rejoin their family and friends, to find work, to find employment. We're going to make sure we do everything we can in those three areas to honor the servicemen of our great state.